Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. I'm excited to be in the classroom with you. If you don't know who I am Miss Christine, and this is Live in the Music Room. And I want to welcome everyone. I want to welcome everyone who's going to watch the replay. Thank you in advance. Thumbs up. Let's see who's in the classroom so I can give you a shout out. Let's see who is in the classroom today. Let's see. I see. Oh, mobile music. Can always count on mobile music. Good morning and happy Saturday, mobile music. How are you feeling today, mobile music? Did you have a good week? Yes. Tell me about your week. Anything musical that you did, please let me know. Today is going to be an exciting, exciting day. I also want to say a happy Mother's Day to our mother figures. Um, tomorrow, Sunday, here in the United States, we have Mother's Day. So we want to recognize our mothers. Okay, mobile music is letting me know that you're feeling great, so thumbs up to you. All right, so let's get started with today's lesson. So what are we actually doing today? Well, today is almost like a little bit of a repeat from last week. I feel it's important to not just go to the next topic, but make sure that everyone knows what's going on. Let's see. Hold on. I see a few more people coming in, so I'm going to acknowledge some students that I see. So let me just slide over. I think I see. Does this Shidea in the room? Well, hello, Shidea, and welcome and happy Saturday. Early happy Mother's Day. Okay, Shidea has two little girls, so happy Mother's Day to you, Shidea. Hopefully the girls are watching. Hi, Danae and Demi. Okay, greetings to Two for One Entertainment. Thank you, Two for One. It's so wonderful to see you as well. So, as I was mentioning, today we're going to kind of do a review. I didn't want to jump to the next topic without really diving a little bit deeper on these notes. So, we're going to review the whole note and we're going to review the half note. Whoops, the half note. And let's see if we can get the half note back up here. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go. Half note. And we're going to review the quarter note. And we're also going to, as you already know, we're going to play a music game. And then we're going to talk about this week's homework. Okay. And all of these resources, as you know, can be found in our school store. So these are our lesson topics for today. If you watched us last week, or watch the replay, then you should know automatically that this is sort of relatively easy or a nice refresher. And if you're joining us for the first time, then you will know, something new, more or less. Okay. All right. So let's get started with today's lesson. Now, before, I always like to do a little sound check. So I'm pretty sure my sound is okay, but I'm really new to this. So please, can you hear me? Can you hear the keyboard? Can you hear something? Let me know. Let's see. And just give me a thumbs up if everything is A-OK so that I know that we are ready. In fact, I'm not quite ready, so give me a second. I had to jump online. But while I'm checking my audio and getting ourselves ready, then you can let me know that I'm okay with my audio. No to the keyboard. Okay, what else is new? No to the keyboard. Okay. All right, let's see why you can't hear the keyboard. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Well, you know how it goes. It wouldn't be a Saturday if you didn't hear something. So let's see. Why can't you hear the keyboard? All right, let's try it again. Here we go. You should hear it now. Can you hear something? Let's see. I think you're going to hear it now. I think there was a setting that I had to do. Okay. So just let me know, 2 for 1 mobile music and or Shidea, if you're able to hear. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. So, okay, you can hear it now. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get into today's lesson. We are in Unit 2. This is Lesson 2, okay? So if you have no idea what's going on, I encourage you to watch the replay. All right, so we're reviewing whole, half, and quarter notes today. And so let's get started with our lesson. So today we're reviewing duration. And so when I use the word duration, I'm talking about how long and even how short a sound will last, okay? So sounds can be short, sounds can be long. Every sound has a length, and we call it duration. And I know that sounds like a sophisticated word, but it's just how long or short a sound is. Okay. And in this case, we're talking about these particular symbols that we're going to talk about further, but I don't want to give the answer away. So let's go a little deeper. Then, once you know about duration, we'll talk about now note value. Note value, okay? So, music uses symbols. These symbols you might have seen, around, looking around in a music book, or you may have seen music notes at school. But these are music notes, and they tell us exactly how long to hold a sound, okay? Now I'm going to explain what we call these music symbols, but these symbols let us know the note value, how long or short to play them. So the duration tells us how long or short the sound is, but the note duration is going to tell us, do you hold it for 4 beats? Do you hold it for 3? Do you hold it for 1? That's the note value. So not to get confused with duration. It can seem confusing, but I just want to make sure that that's clear. So now it's time to review. Okay, so those of you like Mobile Music and 2 for 1 who's been dedicated every week, put on your thinking caps. Let's see how much you remember, how much you are paying attention. And so the question is, what is the name of this symbol? Okay, and if you're new, then you may just learn what this symbol is because you probably missed last week. So I'm going to give you a few seconds just to see if you remember what the name of this symbol is. Okay, so 30 seconds is on the clock. And let's see, what is the name of this symbol? It's a note, but what is the name of it? Okay, let's see. Okay, 16, 17 seconds. Come on, come on. What is the name of this symbol? Already got my shoulders going. Okay. All right, so the answers are coming in. All right, we're out of time. Okay, good, good, good. So it looks like 2 for 1 and Mobile Music said the whole note, and the whole note is correct. That is correct. It's the whole note. Here we go. The whole note, a sound that lasts for 4 beats. So let's sing it here. Let's sing it on ah. So we're going to hold it for 4 beats. Ah. Okay. 1, 2, ready, and ah. That's your whole note. Good job. All right, let's go to the next question. All right. Oh, let's do a review because maybe you didn't know that that was a whole note, right? So if you forgot from last week, the whole note is like it's a long sound. Okay. There's our word duration. It's how long we hold it. And the note value, we would hold this for 4 beats. Okay. So a whole note looks like a hollow circle. Okay. If I was to try to draw it on the computer screen, it doesn't have to be perfect, but a hollow circle or oval. and it is just the note head. And I'll explain what that all means. But we don't just want to refer to it as a circle. We want to kind of refer it to, using our music terms, called a note head. And it has no line, meaning there's no stem, which is like a straight vertical line. No line. It's just the note head that looks like an oval or a hollow circle. And usually a whole note is held for 4 beats. The reason why I have usually is because when we talk about time signature and different time signatures, you will notice that the note value will change for the whole note, okay? But for our lessons, it is going to be held for 4 beats. But I don't want you to go out into the world and think that every time you see a whole note, it's going to always be 4 beats. There are some variations or reasons why it would change without going into too much detail. All right. Any questions about the whole note? We talked about this last week. So if you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, you know that that's a long sound. And in this lesson, that's our whole note. And we talked about going to the pizzeria. Remember that pizza store? Our pizza, we pretend to have a pizza party. And so let's go back to our pizzeria, and here is our whole note. And if you're greedy like I am, I could almost eat the whole pie. And the whole pie is equivalent to 4 beats so you can think of it like the whole note or the whole pizza pie. Okay, so that helps you if you want to think about food. And I think about food, especially pizza and junk food, a lot, but I'm working on that. Okay, so let's move along. Next question. What is the name of this note? Okay, we talked about this note. This is a music symbol. We talked about this note. Go, let's see. All right, got my shoulders going. What's the name of this note? You may not know because you kind of missed last week, but that's okay. I'm doing my shoulder dance, hoping that you know the answer. If you don't know the answer, I'll tell you in a few seconds. No worries. Okay, so this is the half note, okay? Half note. Yes, mobile music. It is a half note, and it is a sound that lasts for 2 beats. Okay, so we hold it. It's sustained for 2 beats. Not like the whole note, which is 4 beats. It is now in half. So we hold it for 2 counts. Let's find it. Let's do it here. Let's sing it here. Okay, so we're going to hold it for 2 counts here. So we're going to go on ta. Let's try it on ta. Ta. That's it. Just 2 beats. Let's try it again. 1, 2, sing with me. Ta. All right. Excellent job. Okay. And I think I even have my ta right underneath. Okay. Now, if you missed last week or it just didn't click, I want you to think of the half note as a shorter sound. Okay. Not quite as long as the whole note. And the half note is a hollow circle. Okay. So it's almost like drawing the whole note, but now you're drawing it with a stem. Okay, so the stem, we don't call it a line. It is called the stem. Okay, adding the stem, which is right here, a vertical line, changes how long the sound lasts. So because we added that stem, it is now a half note. We started off with the whole note. It had no stem. Adding the stem now changes the duration, how long we hold that half note. Now it's going to be cut in half, and it is going to be held, in our case, for 2 beats. Okay, so let's go to our pizzeria again. And so if I didn't feel like eating the whole pie and I only ate half of it, here's our whole pie, and I decided to eat half of it, that's our half note. Okay, so you can apply this to music notes, pizza, whatever helps you to figure out half notes and whole notes. Okay, and if there are any questions, please let me know. Okay, please let me know. Job well done. This is a review, so if something doesn't make sense, just let me know. Okay, next question. What is the name of this note? This is something that we talked about last week, and you can probably almost guess because we just talked about whole note. We just talked about the half note. Now, what is the name of this note? 30 seconds on the clock. I got my shoulders going, and I'm bouncing to the beat. Come on. What's the name of this note if you watched last week? If you didn't, that's okay. We're reviewing. Okay? Now, there's something interesting going on. This note doesn't quite look like a half note. What's different? We got to talk about that. All right, we're going to talk about that right now. So, if you said the quarter note, this is a quarter note, okay? And it is a sound that lasts for 1 beat. And I have a heartbeat here. Good, 2 for 1. It is a quarter note, okay? So we're going to sing it on ta. Ta, that's your 1 beat. Ta, okay? So let's go back to our pizzeria. Before we do that, let's talk a little bit more about the quarter note. So it's a quick sound. Notice that we started with the whole note. We added a stem, and now to get to the quarter note, we have to fill this note head in. Remember our music terms, we call it a note head. Even though it's a hollow circle or an oval, we refer to it as a note head. Okay, and of course, I'm not going to fill that all the way in, but you get the idea. And it has a stem attached. And it is held for 1 beat, usually, as we talked about already. That's our quarter note, okay? And maybe if we have time, we'll practice during these 3 notes, whole, half, and quarter notes. Let's go back to the pizzeria. And of course, we started with the whole pie, which was that whole note, whole, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then we cut it in half and had our half note, which was 2 beats. Ta. And now we're going to go even further. We're going to cut it further and just have 1 slice. And that's our quarter note. Ta. Okay. So we used a pizza pie to give the understanding of what our music note values represent. Okay. All right, good job. So here's a quick review where you can see I have my little chef hat on, and you will notice that the notes do not look the same. Look at the notes. They don't look the same at all. Notes will change based on its duration. Duration meaning how long you're going to sing it, how long you're going to play it, or how short you're going to sing it, or how short you will play those notes. And duration, okay, so I just explained duration equals how long a note is held for. So here we have the whole note, and a whole note is worth 4 beats. You have the whole pizza. It gets 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is our half note. It gets 2 beats, okay? It's half of the pizza, and you can see here, ta, versus the whole note, ta, and then a half note, ta, that's half. Now let's go to the quarter note, right? We have the quarter note here. The note head is filled in with the stem. It lasts for 1 beat, and that's 1 slice of pizza, okay? You're on a diet or just don't want to eat a lot of pizza. Whatever your reason is, it's going to be a short sound. Ta. Okay, so that's a quick review. Does that make sense? If you're watching the replay, you can put your comments, questions in the chat if that makes sense for you, or even if you have a question, okay? So we're going to move along, and in this week's and last week's homework, we had a summary of the lesson, and I kind of took a little snippet of that summary. So here in this column, you see the name, which is whole note, and then the next column, the symbol, what it looks like, okay? So now you know the name, the term. This is a quarter note, and the duration gets 4 beats. Then we have a half note. Here is what it looks like. It has your note head not filled in with the stem, and it lasts for 2 beats. And then next we have our quarter note, our note head filled in with the stem, and it lasts for 1 beat. So here down here I have 1/4, 1 whole equals 2 half notes. Let me read it again. 1 whole, meaning 1 whole note. 1 whole note equals 2 half notes. So here we have 2 half notes of 2 plus 2 equals 4, which is our whole note here, okay? And in fact, let me do it like this because I like going to my whiteboard, right? Just let's quickly do that. Okay, so here we go. We have 1 whole note. So I'll go here. Here's my 1 whole note, and I'll put whole note is equal to, here's a note head with the stem. That's 2 beats plus a half note with the stem, another 2 beats. And so you can see here is our 1 whole note, and this is equal to 4 beats. That's what the illustration is explaining. Can you see that okay with this marker? Okay, good, good, good. Now let's go back. 1 half note equals 2 quarter notes. So a quarter note is equal to 1 beat. So you have 1 plus 1. It equals 2. And a half note is equivalent to 2 beats. Let's go to our whiteboard so that makes sense. So now let's see here. I'm going to erase underneath so that this all makes sense. Yes, music is very much like math. Okay, so here we have our half note. Half note is equal to 2 beats. Now I have to turn these half notes into quarter notes. So I'm going to fill them in. And this is 1 beat. This is our quarter note. Plus another quarter note that I have to fill in the note head. Okay, so here's 1 beat. This is our quarter note. Okay, hopefully you can understand my writing. 1 plus 1 equals 2 beats, and that's our half note. So that's how we figure out this whole music symbols, notes, and how long we hold these notes, okay? So that's why I'm explaining this in further detail, so when you go to the homework, it will make sense. Now the last question says, 1 whole note equals 4 quarter notes. And the reason is because a whole note is worth 4 beats, and each quarter note is worth 1 beat. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. But let's just go to our whiteboard. Okay, we already have 2 quarter notes there. We have a half note here. How do we change this to a whole note? We remove the stem using our music words. Here's a whole note. How long do we hold a whole note? For 4 beats. Whoops. Okay, now I have to bring in more quarter notes because right now I only have 2 quarter notes, and that's not equal or equivalent to 4 beats. So now I have to add my note head, put in my note head filled in with the stem. That's worth 1 beat. This is a quarter note. Now I have to add another quarter note. Here's my note head. Do I fill it in? Yes. Fill it in to make it a quarter note, and then I have to add my stem. 1 beat. You remember. Okay, there we go. So 1 quarter note, another quarter note, another quarter note, another quarter note. I have 4 quarter notes that's equal to 1 whole note. 4 quarter notes equal to 1 whole note, which is 4 beats. The whole note lasts for 4 beats. Okay? So we want you to understand there are different ways that music may sound. If you have 4 quarter notes, ta, 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 ta. Let me do it again. Ta, 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 versus a whole note. Ta. Sounds different. One was separated 4 beats, ta, 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 and one was sustained, held for 4 counts. Okay, good work. Okay, this is why I go over it in great detail, hopefully so that it makes sense. Okay. All right, now we're going to do a quick little class play. We have a few more minutes in class, so let's have some fun so that we can really apply all of our learning to real live applications. Okay, so this is on your homework, believe it or not, where you can download this resource. I'll give you the information in a moment. Section 2, you first have to draw the treble clef on the staff, then draw the notes as indicated. So do you remember how to draw a treble clef? You should remember how to draw a treble clef. All right, so I'll do my very best in trying to draw a treble clef because that's part of the fun of seeing me try to draw a treble clef on a computer screen. Oh, I don't know how it's going to turn out. Okay, that's not the best, but we're going to have some fun with it. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, and you can do your best to put it in the chat. Where would I put note F, and how would I draw the whole note? Okay, so you tell me, and I'm going to start to fill in the answers. And I should have asked what color pen. Let's have some fun with some colors. What color pen should I use? What color pen should I use? Give you a few seconds with that. Tell me what color pen I should use for our class play. Quick. Okay, let's have some engagement. And if you have questions, please let me know, okay? I'm gonna erase the board. Okay. All right. So mobile music is coming in with some answers. And what color pen should I use? I think mobile music. Okay. 2 for 1 said orange. Orange. Okay. Aren't you glad I asked? Okay. Let's see. Orange. Let's see. Let's have some fun. I'm going to go a little bit thicker with my pen. Oh, I think that's too thick. Okay, let's try here. All right, so, oops, where's my orange? Orange. Okay, here we go. All right, so if you don't remember how to draw a treble clef, you can go back to lesson 1. You start with a vertical line with a hook, almost like a backwards J. Then you want to do a capital P right to the 3rd line, and then maybe like a lowercase b right all around the 1st line, and then circle around the 1st line. Wow, that doesn't look good. All right, but that's what it's going to look like because we're having fun on our Saturday. Okay, so it's an oval without a stem. Good, mobile music. That is correct. Let me give you an absolutely correct.
You're absolutely correct.
Okay. Now, where does note F fall on the staff? Where does note F fall on the staff? If you remember the lines and spaces of the treble clef, you will be able to tell me this answer. So some of this requires some previous knowledge, but I'll go over it. Here's our treble clef. The spaces are F, A, C, E. These are the space notes, okay? And let me just go ahead and give you the line notes. Okay, so I'll put a little line here. Next week, we're going to be talking about bar lines. That's a bar line there. So here's a line note. This is E. Here's a line note. This is G. Here's a line note. This is B. Or you remember that every good burger, D, deserves. Let me move this bar line. We'll talk about bar lines next week, so be sure to join us. And that's our F, okay? So these are lines, and these are spaces. Okay, for the treble clef. Now that we know that, where would I put note F? Looking at what we already know, we can put it on the 5th line, or we can put it on the 1st space. Where would you put your note F? Okay. Good. Okay. Good. I see your answers in the 1st space. Okay. So let me draw a whole note there. Good job. Okay. So now let's do the rest of them. We'll do a few more. Maybe not do all of them for time. Okay. All right. Let's do the next question. Here we have E for, oops, you can't see that. Sorry. Here, the next one, we have E, half note. Where would I put the E half note? How would I draw this on my music staff? We have our treble clef here that we had fun drawing on the screen. I know your treble clefs will look much better than mine on the screen. Okay, so I see some answers coming in here. Let's see. We have the 1st space. Oh, that's for the note F. Good. Thank you, Mobile Music. But now we're on the note E. Note E. And you can remember from our whiteboard, for the line notes, we have a note E. We could put it on the 1st line. Or if we want to make it a space note, we could put it on the 4th space. So you see how you have some choices when you're notating. So let's see. Where should we put it? We could put it on the 1st line or the 4th space. Well, since this is a space note, let's make this a line note. And we're going to put our half note. So I'm going to draw my note head with a stem. And we talked about stem direction too. Don't forget about that. We'll talk a little more about that. Let's do the next one. We have A, half note. We're still in the treble clef. So let's go to our whiteboard. Here are our line notes. Do we have a note A? No, we have E, G, B, D, F. Let's go to our space notes. We have F, A, C, E. Well, here's note A. It's the 2nd space. Let's go to our homework this week. And we have to put note A and make it a half note. So we're going to find the 2nd space, draw our note head, and then we're going to put a stem. And if you remember, if the note is below the 3rd line, the stems go up to the right. Okay? Let's keep going. The next question, note D, whole note. Let's look at our whiteboard. Do we have a D for line notes? Well, yes, right here. Note D is on the 4th line. Line 1, line 2, line 3, and line 4. That's where note D is. Do we have a note D as a space note? So we would have to put our note on the 4th line. Let's see if we can do that. What kind of note do we have to put on the 4th line? A whole note. So let's find the 4th line. Line 1, line 2, line 3, and line 4. And a whole note goes there. You see that? Okay. Good job. How you doing so far? Is this making sense? Tell me if it's making sense. Give you a clap. All right. Okay, good. Now, let's go back to our class play. We have note C. Where in the world do we put note C? Where do we put note C? Well, let's look at the line notes. We have a E, G, B, D, F. I don't see a C. Space notes, F, A, C. So the C note is in the third space. Let's see if we can add that to our class play. So C is in the third space. Here's the first space. Here's the second space. Here's the third space. And they want a whole note. Good. Making sense. Two for one. Thank you. Good. Now they're asking for note G and they want it as a half note. I wonder where is note G? Well, let's see. Is note G a space note? No, I see F, A, C, E. No, they want a note G. So let me go to the line notes. Here's E, that's not G. Oh, here is G. G is on the second line in the treble clef. Okay, now I could go to my class play and I can put a half note on the second line. A half note you draw with a note head, and Miss Christine said with a stem, and it goes up to the right because it's below the third line. Good job. Okay, now we have to find note B. Let's go to our whiteboard. Where is note B? Here is note B. Note B is on the third line, line 1, line 2, and line 3. So I have to put my whole note on the third line. Okay, let me fix that a little bit. So and you want the line to go through the note so that it is a line note. That's how we know it's a line note. Okay, great work. Any questions about that? Okay, any questions? All right, so we're going to move along. We're going to now go review stem direction. Okay, and so I would encourage you all, by the way, to do the class plays, download the homework assignment. Let me just share that with you right now so that you can really apply everything that you're working on. If you want to get better, this is how you get better. All right. And the resources are there for you to download. It's free still. Okay. I didn't add any, bucks or something. It's still free until it's not free. Okay. But go ahead and download it and apply all of the knowledge that you have here so that you can really get this solid, and you'll be able to recognize whole note, half note, quarter notes, and you'll be able to do these theory assignments. All right, great job. Okay, so any questions before I move along? Any questions? Okay, all right, good. So let's continue. Okay, so we said we were going to review stem direction because that was something that we talked about. So we go back to our pizzeria and we talk about the parts of the note. We have our note head, which we talked about, and the stem. So you should remember that. Now, when we're dealing with stem directions, notes with stems can be seen with the stems going up. Okay, so this is going up. And you can see stems going down. Okay, but how do you know which way to go? How do you know? These are quarter notes, and here are some half notes. Okay, but you may not remember how to, which direction. So here's a refresher. Stems go up to the right if the note is below the third line. But let's just figure out where the third line is. We count from the bottom to the top. Here's line 1. Here's line 2, and here is our third line. Okay, no, my pen is a little thick. That is line 3. Okay, so if anything is below this line, this third line, the stems are going to go up to the right like this. I have quarter notes drawn here so that you can literally see it if you were to draw it yourself. Now, if we are above the third line, so I have stems go down to the left if it is above the third line. Here's our third line. Let me just put a 3. Okay. You could think of it like third grade. Okay. Here's our third line. And if it's above the third line, it's going to go down to the left like this, down to the left. Here are quarter notes so that you can see what it looks like. Now, what happens if notes are on the third line? Like you have a note here, and I'll add another note here. Well, what happens? I don't know. You tell me. Well, if it happens to be on the third line, then you can go in any direction. You can go down to the left, or you can go up to the right. It can go up or down. Okay? Now, since Mother's Day is coming around, I thought it was so fitting to have a little fun with you. Hopefully you can see my screen, my little flowers. So I'm giving you your flowers so you can smell them while you're alive. And it's a happy Saturday. So these are some happy Saturday flowers and happy early Mother's Day flowers, or happy spring. Okay. So let me see if I can make my screen a little bit better so you can see everything. Okay. Because I think you're having a little, whoops. Okay. There you go. You can see it now a little bit better. Okay. So now we're going to have some fun. We're going to take a note head. And let's see if it will work. Oops, I know what I have to do. I have to get my little arrow. Okay, so we're going to take our note head. And for right now, these are all going to be quarter notes. And I'm going to say, I'm going to put my note head here on the 5th line. And I'm going to take my stem. And your job is to tell me, do I put the stem down to the left or up to the right? I don't know. Where do I put this stem? I'll give you a few seconds to let me know. Okay? So this is our spring flowers, Mother's Day flowers, happy Saturday flowers. All right. And hopefully I can stop moving my staff, but that's part of the fun, isn't it? Because nothing goes right when I get on here. So let me try this again. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Let's see. Is it going to work for me? Come on and work. Okay. All right, give me a second here. So your job is to tell me. There we go. Okay, I wanted this to go on the 5th line. And your job is to tell me, where should I put my stem? Should I go down to the left or up to the right? Okay, and I'm going to put it over here. Okay, let's see. What do you think? Come on, tell me. Okay, where should my stem go? I have a note head on the 5th line. Okay, where should I put my stem? I don't know what to do. I mean, maybe it goes all the way over here. Who knows? You have to tell me. All right, almost out of time. Okay, so hopefully, if you didn't even put it in the chat, but you were thinking this, you said down to the left. Why? Because if I get my highlighter, you should know it is above the 3rd line. That's our key, this 3rd line. If it's above the 3rd line, the stem goes down to the left, okay? All right, let's do a few more. I'm going to give you some flowers, okay? Thank you, Mobile Music. Mobile Music has told us it goes down to the left, lock your staff and backgrounds, or drag all the layers or backgrounds, not the staff and not the notes. Okay, so Mobile Music, thank you, is giving me some tips on the software since you saw the staff moving around. And thank you for all of that information. Okay, here we go. So I'll try to do that as well, so that maybe some of these things won't move. I'll lock these images. Let's see. Give me 1 second, because this is how I learn, right? This is part of the learning process. That's why it's live in the music room because we are learning, all of us, including me. Okay, so I'm going to lock this. Okay, so now it doesn't move. Good. Okay, thank you, mobile music. Okay, so let's get a note head here. And this time I'm going to put it, I'm going to put it under the first line. Where should my stem go? Should it go up to the right or down to the left? Oh. Where should it go? Where should it go? Okay. Come. Tell me. Let me give you some music. Come on. The horses are racing. Come on, you can do this. I know you can. And these are beautiful flowers. You can just smell them. Smells so good. Okay. Okay. So 2 for 1 said, up to the right. Is this my right? Up to the right. Here we go. Up to the right is correct. And you should already know because here is our third line. It is below the third line and stems go up to the right. Okay. Nice work. We're going to do 2 more. Okay. Because I think you have this pretty solid. All right. Let's hit the reset and let's get another note head. We're just drawing quarter notes, right? And we know quarter notes last for how many beats? 1 beat. So this time I'm going to put it on the third line. I'm going to put it on the third line. And you know what? I'm going to put another note on the 4th space. And I'm going to also add another note head. I'm going to say note head because that's important to use our terms correctly. I'm going to put a note head on the 3rd space. So I have 3 note heads that need a stem. Your job is to tell me where should I put note head number 1, note head number 2, and note head number 3. Okay? All right. And go. 30 seconds on the clock. Doing my shoulder dance because it's Saturday. Come on, 2 for 1. Let me see you do your shoulder dance. I don't know. I think I might have confused Shadea. She might have ran away. Let me see those shoulder dances. And if you're watching a replay, thank you. Like and subscribe, please, and thank you. Okay. All right. You got to have fun when you're learning. Okay. So hopefully for question 1 or note head number 1, let's see here. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what happened here. Okay. All right, let me see here. Okay. Here we go. For note head number 1, did you say put my stem down to the left? Or I thought I locked this. You know, I tell you, you got to have so much patience sometimes. Okay, let's see. Apparently I did not lock it. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so I don't know, could you believe this? I locked it and now it's not locking. Oh, you just have to smile because it's Saturday. It's Saturday. Okay, so let's see if I can get this together for you. Number 1, the note head is on the 3rd space. So it is now above the 3rd line, right? So let me just highlight my 3rd line. It is above the 3rd line. It's on the 3rd space. So the stem is going to go down to the left, okay? And we can just go back to our notes here. Notice that this is above the 3rd line. It goes down to the left, okay? All right. And so now let's go to question number 2. And let me see if I can get a stem. And I don't know if I will be able to. Okay, good. Now this is on the 3rd line. So we have the option to Oh boy, I don't know what is going on. It's almost comical here, really, really comical. All right, I'm going to try to lock it in place. I thought I did, and apparently I did not because it's still moving. Okay, let me see. Yes, it's showing that it's locked. Okay, I don't know. All right, and if it doesn't work, I know how to do something else. Okay, so here, I'm just going to use my marker, my pen, and we'll draw our stems. That's all. You see how we just don't worry about these things that we can't control. I don't know that if it will work for me, though. No, may not work for me. Okay, no worries. So let's go here. Oh, let me take my timer off. And thank you for your understanding, because these things happen. And so it's how we respond. How are we going to respond when things don't go our way or things don't go according to plan? Well, we just keep on going because that's what we do. So let's go to our whiteboard here. I'm going to erase. Actually, I don't have to erase. I'll leave this here. F-A-C-E. Okay. All right, so we're going to have some fun. It doesn't really matter the clef, so we're going to put an X there. But I will have some fun with you. And let's use a different color because we said we were going to, I'm giving you your flowers, right? Okay, so we had the first note head was on the third space, right? So let's go there. This is space 1, space 2, and space 3. So we're going to draw our note head. These were quarter notes, so we're going to fill it in. And we'll look at this pretty pink that I gave you. Okay, we're going to pretend like they're flowers. And we have to put this down to the left. Why? Because on our third line, it's above the third line, and stems go down to the left. Okay, now, does that make sense? That makes a lot of sense. Good, good, good. All right, so I'm going to erase my little line here so it doesn't confuse you. We just know that we're dealing with the third line. Now, the next note head was on the third line. Ooh, so now we're going to add our note head and we're going to fill it in. And so now the stem can go down to the left, and then I can also draw another note on the third line, fill it in. And I can put it up to the right. Wow, look at that. Okay. So now let's go back to our flowers, and we have a note head on the fourth space, the fourth space. So let's go to our whiteboard, and here's space 1, space 2, space 3, and space 4. We have a note head, and we're going to fill it in. I love this color pink. And we're going to add our stem down to the left. Why? Because our third line, oops, it is above the third line. So stems go down to the left. Okay. All right. Now, of course, when we're notating and dealing with music, music is black and white, right? But because this is fun and this is Saturday music class, live in the music room, we can add our colors. Plus, I'm giving you your flowers, okay? So I can turn my quarter notes into lovely flowers for you. Look at that. You know, isn't that nice of me to give you your flowers? I'm going to give you your flowers. Well, I'll give you a little sun here. And I'm giving you a smile and your flowers here. And I'm going to say happy, music. Okay. And I'll even draw the half note, the whole note, and a quarter note, because that's what we know. And we also know, what else do we know? Oh, we know how to draw our treble clef, and our bass clef. Look at that. Can you see that? Okay. So that's my message to you. All right. Good job. Okay. So even though our little slide didn't work out, that's okay. We didn't have a problem with that. We enjoyed every bit of it. All right. So any questions for me? We have a few minutes before the school bell rings. Any questions? Okay. I'll give you a few minutes to ask me questions related to whole note, half note, quarter note. You may want to know what we're doing next week. Next week, we're going to talk about bar lines, measures, and double bar lines. Okay. I've touched on it a little bit, but not enough maybe for you to fully understand. So if you'd like to learn more, please tune in. I ask you always to like and subscribe. And I know you get that a lot, but that's part of being on YouTube. And so if you don't mind just giving a thumbs up, if you gave thumbs up last week, please give one this week, okay? Because it really, really helps the algorithms to let more people know and we can grow, okay? So I want to say thank you for that. Let's see. Did Mobile Music come? Oh, Mobile Music said more ways to skin a cat. Hopefully you don't skin the cat. But yes, I know exactly what you're saying. When something doesn't work out, you just find another way. And that's exactly what I did. Like I drew your flowers and turned them into a happy music picture. I wasn't expecting to do that, but that's your flowers for Mother's Day, Saturday, and happy spring. Okay. All right. So yes, please like and subscribe. And let me give you the resources again. The resources are here on our school store. Okay. So I have a worksheet for your STEM direction, and I've introduced the worksheet a little bit in class with the whole note, half note, and when we did our class play, for example. Here, I can show you really quickly when we were working. This is part of the homework, okay? So we did section 2. We did section 2 here, and there are other sections in the homework, on the homework assignment. So be sure to download the resources there. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Last call. Does it make sense? Is it clicking? Hopefully everything makes sense. Okay. All right. So it doesn't look like there are any questions. So I'm going to say my goodbyes. I want to say happy Mother's Day. And hopefully you'll come back next week, because I have another exciting lesson, and we're going to continue to grow and grow and grow. So continue to put music in your heart. Give yourself a nice little squeeze for showing up for yourself. There's a question. Okay, so I'll stand by for your question. Let me give you a little clap, because I'm so proud of you. Okay. Oh, no questions. Okay, Mobile Music. Okay, no questions this time. Okay. So clap, 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 clap. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, I'll see you in the next lesson. I'm going to say bye for now. Have a wonderful day, Saturday, and I'll see you next week, okay? 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live in the music room, okay? Good job, and I'll see you next week.